development in India. In developed countries like America, the usage of 4G is in high use, but in India, I barely myself have a 3G connection. So 4G seems like a dream to me, and I find it very sad to inform you all that the villages in India do not even have an internet connection. So for the overall development, we need the digital system of the country to be improved and furnished. Also, I want to ask, how many of us has never used the internet for our work? I think none, because it has become a daily part of our life and it has become very important. And our Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, has also understood its importance and has launched the Digital India program for the development of the digital system in country. And other educated people like Mark Zuckerberg and Steve Jobs have also been pressurizing on the development on digital education for the betterment of the country. Thank you.
Thank you. You did not overshoot the time limit, so that was good enough. Any interjections? Yes. Young lady, what's your name? Shruti, please go and ask your question.
With the due respect of the judges, I would like to ask my worthy opponent that before, in the history, the great minds have made so many inventions without using the digital devices. Then how can you say that digital devices is the only method through which India can move forward?
Well, as we see, as the time has moved forward, so our needs has also. So to cope up with the new facilities and the development in today's world, we need to be digitally improved and digitally developed to compete in the overall world.
Right, thank you. That question is answered. Any other question? Any other question? Thank you. So that will be all. Ayushi, that was well done. Now, before we go on to the next team, which happens to be the host team, for which I am sure that there will be a big round of applause even before they take the stage, I would be failing in my duty if I were not to introduce the gentlemen who are helping me in conducting this debate. To my left, we have got Gautam Mishra and Savar Khanna, who are helping me with keeping time with other works over here. And to my right is Anhad Narayan. He is also helping in keeping time. So thank you so much, all three of you. And now, calling upon the host institution, St. Joseph's College, Aditya Kapoor from St. Joseph's College, Allahabad. Speaking for the motion.
A very good morning to all of you. We live in a world that is most statically drenched with a digital outburst that is slowly trying to take over the globe. We live in a world where a man can forget his car keys, but never his mobile phone. It's like we're living in a matrix full of machines. That sounds pretty cool, right? But what most of us miss out is the fact that we are becoming way too dependent on these machines and we're starting to lose ourselves to them. Worst of all, this digitalization is breaching through and replacing the traditional educational methods. My friend, the power a single book can hold is a league above whatever you may find over the internet.
Debate all over again. Your time starts now.
A very good morning once again to all of you. So as I was saying, we live in a world that is statically drenched with the digital outburst, which is slowly trying to take over the entire globe. We live in a world where a man can forget his car keys, but never his mobile phone. So it's like living in a matrix full with machines. Sounds pretty cool, right? But what most of us miss out is that we are becoming way too dependent on these machines and are slowly starting to lose ourselves to them. Worst of all, this digitalization is breaching through and is starting to replace our traditional educational methods. My friends, the power a single book can hold is a league beyond whatever you may find over the internet. Sure, Googling in all your stuff and completing your assignments easily sounds like a piece of cake, right? But weren't we always taught that the easiest method is never also the best? Also, I've never had an experience where my textbook crashed and all my data was lost. Have you? But isn't that quite common with a computer system? Tell me, is it the machine that laid foundation to man? Or is it man who created machine? How did he accomplish that in the first place? Right, knowledge. Knowledge that no computer system or no internet was there to transmit to him, yet he still did it. And now that we have all that computer system technology, we can't live without them, and that's just sad. Most importantly, especially for a country like ours, do we even have the money? I mean, what do you find cheaper? A textbook or an internet connection? A notepad or a tablet? Anyway, recently the Prime Minister launched a Digital India campaign, and Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg also showed his support in the motion. So this campaign basically promises to reach out the extent of the digitalization to the masses so that even the poor people can use this medium for their upliftment. And that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. We can't give them employment. You can't provide them with education, yet you say you can give them free Wi-Fi. No offense, but our PM is certainly a funny man. In the end, I would like to conclude that even when the entire English debate that we're all a part of does not support the use of mobile phones, how can we say that the digital medium needs to be prioritized? This question I leave for you all to decide. Thank you.
I think you've already been given a chance. Yes, from SMC. Jayesh Jaiswal, please go and ask your question. And please keep your question sharp and to the point.
My dear friend, you said that the digital media is making ourselves dependent and we are losing into it. But I don't think so that it is so, but it is according to the
What is your question? You are wasting precious time. What's your question?
My question is that how can you say that we are losing ourselves into the digitalization rather than being a need?
Okay, now allow him to answer. Yes, please answer.
Basically, as I just stated, that we are getting too dependent, like all of us here, most of us at least, have mobile phones. And can you imagine spending your life even for say a month without them? All of you must be having a computer system at home. Most of you must be having internet connections. Take that out. Are you not desperate?
Right, thank you. That question is answered. We've still got some time remaining. Any other questions? Okay, you may ask your question quickly.
Well, my friend, as you just saw, what if the lights goes off? Won't you need a charged digital device to educate people?
And what if that charged digital device goes out?
Well, electricity did.
I would personally call a mechanical engineer to fix my lights for me.
Right, thank you. Thank you so much. That question also stands answered. Yeah, Adit, you can take your chair. Before we proceed any further with this debate, I know that you've been given the topic only about an hour back, but do make an effort. I'm making this request to all the participants. Do make an effort to see what the topic is. I'll repeat the topic to you. We need to make the educational divide our priority and not the digital divide. So, of course, I'll probably have to say something more about it at the end of the debate, but be careful about what the topic is.